Yes. And I'm sending this out to the governor, business services, the secretary of state, and the House of Representatives. This is one. I'm going to send this out to everybody I can today. This video shows it all. Now I've given it to every state and federal representative for Dayton, Ohio. They all have this information on their desk. They've had it for a while now, and they need to move forward on this immediately. Well, due to the mandatory segments of this um, complaint doing this online, I'm going to have to call these people because they want too much mandatory information on this form to give them an actual FOIA request or file a accurate complaint. So that's where I'm going right now. On top of all of the disaster that's going on here at this address, with this flooding, the Public Housing Authority approved this property for flooding with all of the people that are still haven't got any money. There's been no repairs at this address, and this is the CEO of the Public Housing Authority telling me I need to complete bank history. She's got this. She's got all this. And current ready ledger for the entirety. That's not my responsibility. This is her responsibility under the law. So I told her, as the CEO of the Public Housing Authority, it's your job to obtain and verify the accounting is in compliance with federal regulations. I requested several appointments with you to show me the documents you have used and given to Andre Joyner, but you refuse. Where are the ready documents you're using that show these amounts? It is your responsibility to get these documents and verify compliance with state and federal laws, as well as compliance with the public housing contract you rely on to secure federal funding. Not mine. It's not my responsibility. I provided all the bank statements, and she was lying, telling she'd been retaliating against me because she said she was waiting to process my paperwork to move to this new property because she was missing the bank statements. She got every bank statement, related to this current apartment where I'm at right now from the beginning, from March of 2025 to today. She's got every PDF bank statement, and none of the bank statements, or none of the rent ready documents show these amounts: $411, $91, $238.70, $120. And that's just some of them where they don't match. So I forwarded this to the governor of Ohio, and I'm going to forward this to everybody in the state until somebody puts this bitch in jail where she belongs. I'm going to start this outside of my apartment. After a flood, the CDC and government agencies recommend that you take precautions for insects and rodent invasion, just like we've got going on here. There's stuff all over the walls, right outside my door. There's the electric box that was somebody tampered with. Okay. Here's my apartment with my mattress and box spring. Look how clean it was. See that water is soaking up the water. This is the second flood. This mattress and box springs already went through 2 floods. See the water on the floor. See the water on the floor. Water on the floor. That's at the front door. Coming under the front door. And this is the basement. This is outside, right outside of my front door. This is one of the neighbors' apartments in another building. This is the flooding in the other building. Look at the water. That is a basement apartment. That water is about a foot up on the glass. And I sent the public housing people these pictures, and then when the inspector was here, he came out and you could see the grass and the water line on that window right there. There's the water on the floor. There's the water line on the glass. You see it in the background right there. And there's still water in the bottom of that. I call it a swimming pool. There's one. Look at the water line on the glass. And these people passed this. This housing inspector passed this. They're fucking criminals. Yeah. And there's my mattress. It had to be thrown out because it soaked up so much water and garbage from the alley. My apartment's right by the alley where 18 trash cans sit. Yeah. And the guy knew that. The inspector saw all of that and passed this property anyway. You know, the thing about comfortable liars is they will tell you the truth sometimes that you can destroy them and their co-conspirator network. Because I swear to you that this inspector that did the inspection, he did a bunch of inspections where I've been thrown out of unlawfully. Went through months and months of retaliatory campaigns that ended up in retaliatory evictions. Imagine his surprise when he sees that subpoena
to come to court and testify against everybody he's worked with. Because that's fucking coming. I want these fucking criminal county commissioners and their Office of Strategic Initiatives making everyone less safe in Ohio. They need to be sitting in jail. But see, here's the thing. These courts are part of that problem. So, but listen, and these people already know I'm able to plan things way outside the box, somewhere where they can't even fathom where this comes from. That's where I'm coming from. I want to catch them with their pants down and their hands in the till and their genitalia in the young ones. Yeah. Because you can't get into politics without being part of human trafficking. And United States Central is the corridor where we live here, the crossroads of America. Interstate 70 east, west, I-75, Canada to the Florida Keys. I've been on every inch of that, probably every fucking exit over the years. I've lived at quite a few of the exits. Not, but yeah, quite a few of them. I love my country. I love the states that I've lived in. I just cannot stand what the criminals who have been self-appointed to these stations have done to the law. And that's Zionist. Trouble, Ohio, good old Mary McDonald, mayor. She knows what pedophilia is going on out there in Brightwood, don't you, Mary? So does the police out there. So does the sheriff in Montgomery County. There are people out there in Drexel that will tell you, and they can name, I've never heard his name, but they can name a deputy that abducts teenage girls and has his way with them. And they still, this has been going on for at least a decade, I guess. But then again, most of the people out there in Drexel would fuck their own dog on a dare for another hit of dope. And that's a fact, Jack. Fuck all you dirtbags out there. Still never solved the crime of my house getting broken into and 2 of my family members kidnapped. 2 irreplaceable electric guitars gone by someone I was actually trying to help. That's right. I'm all out of charity. And I'm all out of fucking patience and sympathy. This is where the water comes from that soaks my mattress in Box Springs.
the grass crew moves over the trash, beer cans and all. They don't rake up. All the grass is laying in these ponds. Wow. That's my bedroom window. You can see the trash bags and all that stuff there. That's why I can't sleep in that bed. The parking lot roll-off. Nasty enough. When I first moved in over here, I had a motorcycle trailer for, about 10 years. A really nice motorcycle trailer. All my tools was in it and everything. And I had it parked right about where my truck is right now when I first moved in. And a bunch of car thieves kept, excuse me, abandoning their stolen vehicles in those spaces right there. And then on the other side of my, I think it's the other side, no, right there on that fender, my truck, somebody backed a big F-350 Super Duty off-road four-wheel drive truck that they stole. I don't know, about $100,000 truck. They backed into the parking spot down there and went right down, scraped right down the side of my truck. So, from the get-go, Andre Joyner was complaining about the trailer. And for the longest time, that truck, a white car, and my trailer was the only thing in this parking lot. So I ignored him, and he just kept on. So I moved my trailer down to the last spot right there. Guess what? No more stolen cars in the parking lot. No more hookers back here turning tricks. No more dopers back here smoking dope. But guess what? The complaints about my fucking trailer did not stop. So eventually I just, and I told Mr. Joyner that my trailer, I'm allowed to have two vehicles. Oh, a trailer's not a vehicle. A trailer, by definition, is a vehicle. You fucking moron. So I just got tired of his maintenance guys. Everybody, you can't move that trailer. You need to get that trailer. You want to sell me that trailer? And I'd be like, yeah, I'll take I'll give you. I was like, I'll take $1,000 for it. I'll give you $800 for it. So Andre's trying to pressure me into giving it away to his employees or whatever. But anyway, look, guess what? There you go, Andre. Your fucking wishes to your apartment parking lot is empty, just like your fucking building. Anybody that rents off of this guy taking their own life into their own hands. This business is about to go belly up. I'm gonna tell you that right now. The ironic part of this whole the trailer incident, and my trailer had insurance on it, a tag, and a surveillance, an alarm system on it in case somebody broke into it, So it is the definitive vehicle. And the white car and that that maroon Silverado has been here since early 2025. And besides one other tenant in this building, me and this white guy are the only two that has stayed here this long. All of the black people here have come and gone. And coincidentally, Andre looks black. Not sure what. And I don't give a fuck about color. No one can call me a racist. Not telling the truth about someone may appear racist if you hate the truth. But I can't help you there. I help anyone until they show me that they don't deserve to be treated that well. Here we go. 12:55 yesterday afternoon, I got a voicemail from Sean Goodrow, the inspector from the Public Housing, Greater Dayton Premier Management, that he was coming over here to do a reinspection of the electric box. So, just like I'm doing right now, I came out to take the dog for a walk. By the way, while Sean was here, he looked at where the water is getting in here and flooded all of the basement apartments twice. And he saw the windows out front. There's a water line on the windows out front. About a foot up the glass. So he came out here, supposedly, and this is what they did to reattach that. But this is full of water. You saw the water line on the window. Anyway, me and the dog came out here, checked that box just like that, and came over here. And me and the dog came over here and sat down in the shade right there for an hour. And Sean never showed up to do the inspection. But I got an email just now saying that that this building passed the inspection. There's nothing about the flood information, which is why he was here. That's why I asked him to come out. But they want to center this around that box. They don't care about the flood. And Sean had enough nerve to sit in my apartment and look me right in the eye. I'm sleeping on the floor because my mattress and box springs had to be thrown away after being flooded twice. And he told me this other apartment that he did an inspection for and failed 3 times, where I'm trying to get into, they made the landlord tear up all the carpet out of the floor because of a couple cigarette burns in the carpet. You got all these tenants over here, women and children, with all their belongings destroyed. And the only thing that they're passing this property. They're passing this property, this piece of shit property that has ruined everyone's belongings twice now. And everybody's moving. These women and children, I don't know who else on public housing, but I'm going to find out today. Let's send old Judy Dodge an email. What do you say? Yeah. I'm sending Judy Dodge the picture of the water lines on the windows and the flood water standing in these window wells. They have no awnings, and the Public Housing Authority just passed this property. There are children and babies in diapers without electricity after 2 floods at this property destroyed the content of 8 apartments. The Public Housing Authority has these pictures showing the water line 1 foot up on the windows and videos of the water pouring into the apartments during the 2 floods here. So there we go. Now Judy Dodge knows. I just filed a complaint with the Office of the Inspector General of HUD, and unfortunately the microphone wasn't working right, so I didn't get to record that. But anyways, it's on the record, and here's the chat, the Rent Ready chat, where I'm advising everyone with children and babies in diapers whose electric doesn't work because of the flooding needs to call the local news stations and the Public Housing Authority and ask how this property passed a Public Housing Authority inspection when the water lines are visible 1 foot on the windows, and show them the videos of the water coming in your windows during the flood. We're going to stand against you criminals, Andre Joyner and Public Housing Authority Jennifer Heapy, who refuses to talk to me by telephone or have a meeting about the discrepancies in the Rent Ready accounting and my bank account. I told you what was going to happen if you didn't return the $600 in overpayment, and I'm going to destroy you in court. I will be when we get to court, I'm going to show up with all these police reports, Federal Trade Commission, OIG, Federal Communication Commission, Dayton Police Department reports, Latham Police Department reports, and an affidavit signed demanding a grand jury investigation and the arrest of criminals like Andre Joyner and Public Housing Authority CEO Jennifer Heapy. I will see you in court, and I will see you go to jail.